Today we finally unbox our ARRMA Kraton EXB.
Unboxing and overview coming up.
Hey, what's up guys? I'm Joe.
And I'm Amber, and we're the
TheRcKiwis. On this channel we do everything from bashing, crueling, speedruns, unboxing reviews and much more.
So if you're new here, consider subscribing. That way you won't miss out on any of our future RC adventures.
And today, well, Christmas has come early because we have got ourselves an ARRMA Kraton EXB. Finally, we have a Kraton on the channel and I'm super excited about this because a lot of people go on and on about how their ARRMA Kraton is their favorite RC. And so it's about time we got it, and we got the EXB version for some extreme bashing.
Now this isn't a ready to run version, this is a roller version. So what is a roller version, Joe?
Oh, what a roller version is there is no electrics included, just the car itself. So you can get it out of the box, you can give it a kick and it's gonna roll, but it's not gonna drive. You need to get yourself a motor, an ESC, a receiver, transmitter, and a servo to get this beast going, and of course you need a LiPo battery. Now that's because this RC is more aimed for guys and maybe above the beginner level. They've already had one or two or more RCs and they want to step their game up a bit, and they've already got their own electrics or are planning on purchasing their own electrics. For us, we're going to be sticking with stock electrics and we'll show you those in a minute, but first I'm super excited about this car. Really excited. We finally got a Kraton. So let's just have a quick look around the box before we get into it. On the front, of course, is that big EXB logo. This is a 1/8 scale forward drive extreme bash monster truck. On one of the sides, some of the details that we're going to be looking at very soon once we get the lid off this box. And then of course, to get this car up and running, you do require these parts, which we're going to be looking at what we're using very soon. And on the back of the box, going over some more of the updates and upgrades on top of the Kraton version 5, which is the ready to run version. I'm gonna be quiet now, pause it if you wanna read any of these parts. Well, that's enough of that, let's get inside this box.
So in the box comes the instruction manual, which you should read, some tools, some stickers, some shims for your differentials, included 12 tooth pinion, some piston heads, and of course your Kraton EXB.
Man, this thing just looks epic in that black color scheme that's special for the EXB versions. It is so nice, and this is our first truggy style monster truck on the channel, and I cannot wait to get the electrics in it and take it out for its first run, which will be happening very soon. So if you haven't, make sure you hit the subscribe button so you don't miss this. But Amber, what are your thoughts on this body?
I think it looks so much better in person. I love how there's EXB written in matte writing on the gloss body. I love, again, you guys know, I love my body clips attached on the ARRMA vehicles because I lose everything. And then there's some vents on the back to help with ventilation. And looking under the body, there is tape around to prevent wear and tear around the parts that probably need it.
And with that body off, looking at the chassis, it does look really nice, and it looks like it is ready to take a beating. Now I know there are the regular Kraton version, there's a Kraton version 5 now that's just released, and that isn't all EXB'd up. EXB'd up just means it's basically beefed up over top of the regular Kraton version. So we're just gonna go over some of the differences right now. Starting off with our plastics at the front, we've got a nice beefy new bumper, which should be able to absorb some of those massive jumps, because you guys know, if you've been watching us for a while, we do like to send our RC, so hopefully that will help when we do those bad landings, because I do a lot of bad landings.
The plastic A-arms have been beefed up over the original.
Those A-arms sure have been beefed up, and they look more like the Mojave, which we know from our bashing video with their Mojave, it's a beast. It did handle those big jumps. Looking at the back end here, the plastic on the wing looks quite flexible, like it should be able to flex in some bad landings. And then you've got a beefed up wing mount, which is beefed up over the original. Overall, all the plastics on all your ARRMA vehicles are very, very high quality, and they do offer a good amount of flexibility and rigidity that just helps makes this RC super durable.
And feeling the shocks, they feel super plush and dialed in really nicely like all of our ARRMA vehicles have been.
And speaking of shocks, this pin at the bottom is hardened steel, and it's held in place with this little screw on top, which will help prevent that from backing out. It's also got the rubber covers over the shock rod to help prevent dirt from getting inside your shocks.
The wheels haven't changed from the original, but they feel super nice, super tough, and ready to rip up some dirt.
The battery tray doesn't look like it's changed, and it's the same that we found in our ARRMA Typhon 6S, and the receiver box has increased in size a little bit, so hopefully that will fit in our receiver that we've got for this RC. I'm sure it will.
Looking at the drivetrain, the front and rear differentials have been beefed up.
And also that center diff has changed in a way that when you're accelerating, those front wheels should not balloon as much as they used to. So it's going to be really interesting to try that out once we get our electrics in this beast. Now let's look at the metals on this RC, because that is one of the main points of the EXB version, is the fact that a lot of the metals on this RC are using 7075 T6 aluminium, which is basically a tougher aluminium over the original. Looking in the bottom now, they've etched in very nicely EXB Extreme Bash on this 7075 T6 aluminium chassis. This is 3mm in thickness. Hopefully that will be enough to hold up to our big jumps. I'm sure it will. It is a lot tougher than the original aluminium they used in their chassis, like we found in our ARRMA Typhon success. We bent that. As soon as we changed it out to a 7075, it has held up perfectly. So we're going to be really excited to see if this holds up just as well when we take it out for its durability test. Another couple of parts on this truck using that 7075 T6 aluminium is the front and rear shock towers. These are 5mm in thickness, and boy, do they look tough. They look like they're ready to take some extreme bashing. But we're gonna have to test this out when we send it off the black ramp. Will they bend? I don't know. I mean, we said that the ARRMA Typhon, surely they wouldn't bend, and guess what? They bent quite badly. But will these? We're just gonna have to wait and see how well they hold up. And looking at the chassis brace system on this RC, of course, it's got the metal chassis rod from front to rear, but it's also got the front and rear metal chassis braces. These used to be plastic. They have changed them out to metal, which is really good because it's not gonna wanna flex, unlike the plastic ones from the older models that you did get flexing. So this should keep that already 7075 tough chassis nice and straight.
Now the bearings on this truck are all rubber sealed, which will help keep the dirt and water out.
Well, it won't completely prevent that water. Be careful, guys. I've had a lot of RCs with rubber sealed bearings, taking it through puddles, and if you don't dry it off properly, it can seize up the bearing, and then you have to replace all your bearings, and that's a pain in the bum. So make sure you dry your RC properly, especially around the bearings if you do take this thing through wet mud, water, snow. For the electrics, we're keeping it pretty much stock with the 2050 kV BLX motor and the BLX 185 amp ESC. We are getting the Hobbywing Max 6 and 1650 kV motor combo. You'll see that in a future video. For the servo, using the Savox, it only has 12 kgs of torque though, so this is another part that we are going to be changing, and we'll update you in the future. For the transmitter receiver, we're using the FlySky Noble NB4. This is our top pick, best remote, best bang for your buck. We love it. It has a colored display. It is super easy to use. Adjust your settings, and you can also plug this into your computer, so when it's bad weather outside, don't worry, you can still get some practice in on your computer playing a RC simulation game. You can also use it for left-handed and right-handed.
Now I'm sure we've missed many points about this RC, but don't worry guys, we'll have everything linked in the description below, where to buy it and where to find more information on it.
Let us know in the comment section, do you own the Kraton EXB or the Mojave EXB, and what is your experience with this beast when taken out for some extreme bashing? Now we're going to be taking this beast for its first run this week and posting the video later on, so in order to not miss that one or any future videos when we take this out for a speed run, for some race days and durability tests, make sure you go ahead and you hit that subscribe button.
If you enjoyed this video, give it a like, and if you didn't, give it a like anyway. Make sure you're staying safe out there on your RC adventures.
And remember guys, we're the TheRcKiwis, and we'll see you guys next time. Peace out.
Heavy beat hit me with that future sound. It's time to let go, we're not going home. This feeling I can't live without. So shame on me, I'm a fool for the melody. This is our party, and this is is where the beat goes down.